Hi there. Welcome to Cooking on the Cape. I'm your host, Jamie Crisp. As always, we're in downtown Wilmington on the Cape Fear River. And today it's my pleasure to introduce a special guest, Wilmington's own Jim Hanchett from WECT News.
Hey Jimmy,
how
are
you doing, Jim?
Let's get cooking,
Good to have you here. I'm excited. Are you?
Absolutely. I haven't done this before.
Good, good, good. So today this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to grill some barbecue pork chops.
All right.
Blue cheese coleslaw.
That sounds good.
It's excellent. I love it. It's one of my favorite side dishes. We're going to stuff some Creole tomatoes with a white bean salad, set that on some mesclun greens, and then for dessert, and this is my favorite, we're going to make a grilled peach shortcake.
All right. Is that with canned peaches?
No, it's going to be real peaches. We're going to throw them right on the grill, get them all juicy, put them on some shortcake, top that with some Cool Whip and a little bit of mint and some pomegranate berries.
All right.
Really, really great.
It's not dinner if there's not Cool Whip.
That's right, that's right. So, if you want to go ahead and I'm going to get you to, we'll make our barbecue sauce.
All right.
It's really simple. I really just like to take any type of barbecue sauce that's already made and then I just kind of throw in whatever I like.
Some stuff.
Exactly.
All right.
So we'll do all this barbecue sauce, a couple squirts of the honey, some green onions, and then bone-sucking sauce. Have you ever had this?
No.
Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, this is North Carolina native from Raleigh, and it's excellent. Gives it a little spice.
Just a little spice.
Just a little, not too much.
All right.
Even though we are Cajun cooking here.
So just a little of that, not the whole bottle.
Just a little, definitely not the whole bottle. So if you want to go ahead and mix that up, we'll throw our pork chops in and get those marinating.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and start with our white bean salad. And we've got some Creole tomatoes. These are really nice, vine ripened. Some red onion, white beans or navy beans, kidney beans, whatever. And in Cajun cooking, they normally are gonna do these every Monday. We've got a little bit of olive oil, some Texas Pete, some pomegranate champagne vinegar, a little bit of thyme, salt and pepper, obviously, and some parsley, some celery, and garlic. And then this cracked pepper turkey is really, really good. It's gonna add a lot of flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this pepper going. Jim, do you do a lot of cooking at home?
Oh,
once in a while.
Once in a while.
Once in a while.
I burn things real good, though.
Do you?
If you need these pork chops cooked to a crisp, that's my job.
All right.
Where do you get the fruits and the vegetables?
Lowe's Foods. They have a really, really nice selection of produce, meats, cheeses, international cheeses. I love to shop there. Pretty much anything I'm looking for, they always have. Can never go wrong there. And I tell you, these dishes today, we're only gonna be actually cooking or grilling the peaches and the pork chops. So it's really simple. You don't have to cook everything to have a really nice meal. Makes it a little easier and a little less messy, I think.
Where did the recipes come from? Did you come up with them yourself?
Some. I subscribe to Louisiana Cooking, the magazine, and I really like to use some of their recipes, but then I always tweak it a little bit just to give it a little Jamie Crisp flair.
Can you tell a good recipe just when you look at it, or do you have to cook it first?
You really can't. It depends on what the measurements are. So it could look good from the start, and then once you get going, But as long as you're tasting everything constantly, you can make any bad recipe good, I think. And the pork chops we're going to use today are just boneless. It's a beautiful day today.
It is. Now my trick is if it doesn't taste very good, I dump a jar of salsa on top.
Or add ranch. That's
always, that's it. Yeah.
We do that a lot down here in the South. All right, yellow pepper, I think that'll be good enough.
All right, we got some fake homemade barbecue sauce ready to go here.
That's right. Semi-homemade. And once you get the pork chops in the sauce, you can stick those right in the refrigerator, let them soak up all those good flavors and stuff like that until you're ready to grill them up. I'm not gonna do too many onions today.
You gonna start crying on us?
Hopefully not.
Okay.
If I do, make sure you have a tissue handy.
Yeah, all right. I heard a secret that if you put a wooden spoon in your mouth when you're cutting onions,
Yeah.
you won't cry.
I've never tried that one.
Well,
Have you?
you're no, and I'm not going to do it right now. But
It's always good to know those little tricks. Bread, I've heard put bread in your mouth. That
Is that right?
works.
Yeah?
Mhm. I don't know if it works.
Uh-huh.
It's never, well, I say it's never worked for me. I just try to suffer through. Put onions in the freezer before you cut them. I've heard that
Yeah.
helps.
of course, you can also buy them already diced, but that's cheating, I guess, right?
That's right. A little bit of thyme, about a teaspoon. Do our celery. And you can go ahead and throw those pork chops right in here. They are right
All right.
below you,
Okay. And where am I putting them?
right in that sauce.
Just dump them in?
Just dump them in.
All right.
Just dump them in. And then I'm gonna get you started on the blue cheese coleslaw after that. I'm gonna really put you to work for that. Just about 2 stalks of celery should do it.
Now we're making a meal here for what, 4 people or?
Just me and you.
Oh, okay. So
Just for me and you. Now we have 4 pork chops.
Okay.
Just because you can't really buy 2,
Right.
gotta buy 4.
Okay.
So
But if you're trying this at home, you should think about making this. This will be enough to feed 4.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Although I'm usually a 2 pork chop guy.
2 pork chop guy. All right. Here's
Do you
our.
have a towel over there or anything
I
can?
certainly do. Are you getting a little messy
Well,
already?
you know.
You're not cooking until you've got sauce all over
No,
your hands
well,
and
that's
things.
right. But with the the raw pork, you got to be a little.
Got to be careful with
right?
that. That's right. Don't want any foodborne illness breakouts here. Our turkey, we're just going to cube that up. These tomatoes add a lot of color to your dish. And garlic. Are you done?
Well, I mean, they're ready to go.
All right, all right. We'll get this mixed up real quick, and then we will do our coleslaw.
All right.
Half a teaspoon of garlic, minced. Find it already.
That's a
minced.
genius product, isn't it?
It's
That
the
changed
best
life
thing.
right there. Yeah.
Garlic can be very difficult to chop. It's very sticky, and so I always take the easy way out. A little salt and pepper, olive oil, pomegranate vinegar. Pomegranates are really excellent. Have you ever eaten them?
Well, I know there's a big marketing push for them.
There is, and it's the season. They're full of antioxidants and all that good stuff. You need to stay young. It's a little windy.
Hard to do this
a
on
little
a breezy
windy
day,
today,
isn't
isn't it? About a tablespoon of parsley. Texas Pete.
Oh, here comes the good stuff.
Can't do any
All right.
Cajun cooking without some Texas Pete. That's good. Okay. We'll mix this up. We'll hollow those tomatoes out. All right, let's take. Smells good. What
All
do you
right,
think?
you want me to get to work on it?
Get on.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And you can use any tomatoes for these. These are just little vine ripened. But Romas are really good. If you're vegetarian and you want to use big tomatoes, do that, and then that's just a meal in itself. So we'll just slice the top off. A little bit on the bottom, just so they stand pretty. right. And whatever you take out of these tomatoes, we're gonna throw that into the mixture too. I love cooking. Well, not really cooking, but just using all fresh stuff and not having to do that much
Right.
cooking.
You ever grow your own?
I do. I certainly do. I didn't really have that good of a year this year with them. Got a few. Never really thought I had that big of a green thumb. Apparently I do. There you go. Follow that right out.
Now see, this is a skill here.
If you have the melon baller, it's not
the
a
mel-
it's
okay,
the
you gotta
melon
have the
baller
melon
that
baller.
does the work. That's right. And they come right out. Now, if you want to start the blue cheese coleslaw, all you're going to need to do, I've got all your ingredients over there for you.
Okay.
Let me jump over there and. Okay, so for your blue cheese coleslaw, you're gonna take your, I've just used regular bag coleslaw, bag cabbage, and then I've added in some purple cabbage. Put that with the blue cheese and you're gonna sit that in your refrigerator for about an hour. Pull it back out, and then we've got some Creole mustard, which is really just whole ground mustard seed, a little bit of vinegar. We've got some sugar, about a tablespoon, teaspoon of garlic, some celery seed, salt and pepper, onion, and some apple cider vinegar. The oil we're gonna do later.
All right.
So if you put all these ingredients, maybe a tablespoon of the celery seed, I didn't
Okay.
measure that out. If you wanna throw that all in,
Okay.
mix it up really well, and then we'll come back, we'll
And add the
use the
cabbage.
electric mixer to pour
Okay.
the oil in and emulsify that and make it real
Okay.
creamy.
When do we add the cabbage?
Well, after we make the sauce, we're gonna pour that right
okay.
over.
Cabbage next.
Exactly,
After that. All right,
exactly.
gotcha.
Exactly. So while I'm finishing up these tomatoes, we're gonna take a short break. Meet us right back here.
Cape Fear Community College is a college that I chose, and I chose it because it offered all the things that I needed to get started. And I want to be able to pursue more. I want to be able to show my children that there is so much in life that can be offered if you have an education. And I wouldn't accept anything less for my children, so I'm not going to give anything less for myself.
Welcome back. We're almost ready. You ready to do the slaw?
I got the blue cheese coleslaw going over
Okay,
here. All right.
so this is what the coleslaw, your purple cabbage, your white cabbage, and your blue cheese is gonna look like. The colors are really, really beautiful, and that's why I love this menu. So we'll go ahead if you wanna dump all
right.
these except for the oil.
Yep, ready to
in.
go.
That's good. I'm actually gonna cut our peach up and get it going. When you've got all that in there, you let me know.
All right.
We're gonna mix it up.
Now,
Oh, so
Jamie, you
beautiful.
cook professionally, right?
I do. I work at a Southern Time catering company off Fountain Drive.
Uh-huh.
I'm a cook there.
What do Wilmington audiences' appetites, palates like? What's popular?
Yeah, we do a lot of seafood stuff, and really around this part, there's so many local recipes.
This
From-
goes, but not that.
Yes, that's
Okay,
correct.
all right.
That is correct. There's a lot of local recipes that people like for us
right.
that they have all the time, they make for themselves, and they want that for their friends too. So a lot of local recipes, crab cakes, dips, veggies, grilled veggies.
Shrimp and grits, you do a lot of that?
Shrimp and grits, yes. Did you see the shrimp and grits episode?
I missed that one.
You did.
Yeah. I need a device to get to my celery seed.
And I've got it.
And you said just a little bit of that?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
We'll do like a pinch or two.
Okay.
That's good.
All right.
And if you have a food processor, you can use that for this.
Uh-huh.
We're just going to use a hand mixer. And basically, this is what we're going to do. You're going to pass me that oil,
Okay.
and I'm going to let you do the mixing.
Whoa.
Okay?
I'm not usually trusted with power tools, so.
Okay, we're going to see. Now we're going to turn this on. I'm going to slowly
right.
pour the oil in,
All right.
and you're just going to let it mix away.
All right, how does this thing work?
Or do you want me to do it and you do
Well,
the oil?
I think I'll do the oil and you do the
Okay,
mixing.
all right, good enough.
Ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
Could be a little messy, look out. We'll do the pulsing. And this is just gonna become really creamy.
Whoa.
Did I get you?
That's all right. It kind of clashes with my cologne, but that's all right.
The scent of garlic really is not a turn on, I guess.
Now, why would it become creamy? I mean, there's nothing in there that's...
Well, the oil is gonna emulsify
make
with
it-
the
okay.
vinegar and actually you could throw an egg yolk in here too.
Uh-huh.
And then you're basically making mayonnaise.
Right. Nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
And if you don't have one of these at home, and I don't think we do, what can you use in replace? Just a
You could use a regular
Hand mixer.
wire. You could use a
Okay.
regular wire whip, or you
Okay.
could just use a regular hand mixer. That would be fine too. I think this is good.
all right, now I'm going to put that in the coleslaw.
Just gonna pour it right over.
All right, and not in the pork chops.
That is correct.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and put these peaches on. Really nice. I just love peaches.
If I start eating the blue cheese while we're doing this, nobody's going to notice that, right?
I don't know. If that's what you think, you go with that. That's fine. Now our mixture for our tomatoes is all ready. These beautiful colors just really go well with the red of the tomato. So we're gonna go ahead and stuff those. And you could bake these if you like. I like them fresh. And they're just really, really simple. So Jim, I think we lucked out this year in hurricane season.
No, that's right.
They
Well,
passed
that's
us right by.
one storm that, did a little damage, but not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
We've been pretty lucky. The last couple years, I know we've had a few, but nothing as bad as Floyd. That was when I first moved here.
Yeah. I was here for Fran and for Floyd. And those are rough storms.
All right. Now your peaches are only going to take just a little bit. You really just want to cook them long enough to get some grill marks on them and start to release those juices.
And then we're going to put the pork chops almost on top of that juice, right? That's not going to hurt anything, is it?
It will not. I would not recommend doing your pork chops first.
Uh-huh.
You don't want to, cross-contaminate and
Right.
all that good stuff. And then for the peaches, got these little shortbread or shortcake tarts.
And you could do this on a backyard barbecue, right?
Oh, certainly,
Yeah.
certainly. Happens to work well that we have the stove and the grill right here at our disposal. Oh, that looks good, Jim.
How do you know?
You did good.
How do you know when a peach is ripe?
It'll have
For
a
something
really,
like this?
It'll have not a firm. You don't want it to be mushy, but you
Uh-huh.
can feel it, and if you can kind of dent it
Uh-huh.
just a little bit,
Okay.
then you know it's right, and it'll continue to ripen. So if you don't think you're going to be using them for a couple days, you really do want to try to get one that's a little more firm.
And you never put them in the refrigerator, right?
No,
Okay.
do not. They will ripen much faster. Let's see how these are looking.
Is that grill on high or?
It is on high. It's a little windy out here. Normally you would not put it on high, but since it is a little breezy, we're gonna do that. And I tell you what, since we have a split grill, I am gonna go ahead and put these pork chops on. Just wanna make sure you keep them separated.
And they've been marinating for a few minutes now, so.
Yes. And you can actually do these, oh, that sounds good, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Well, you can do that way
these
ahead of time,
Way
or-
ahead of time,
Uh-huh.
and just make sure you keep them in the refrigerator. Since you said two, we'll do three. Two for you, one
Okay.
for me.
All right.
How's that sound?
And what do you do with the rest of the marinade? You just going to dump that out?
Just stump it out. You really don't want to use it for anything else since it's had raw raw pork on it.
Okay.
So, but as the pork chops continue to cook, if you want to
Oh, you
baste
can.
them a little bit,
I always didn't.
on
I never
that,
knew the answer to that. I figured if the raw meat was in there, maybe you shouldn't use it after
Right.
you put it on the grill.
It'll be just fine. Now, once they're fully cooked, I would not use that to pour over for
Okay.
dipping or anything like that. So, you did really good. That looks great. Excellent.
Now this would go in the fridge for a little while to let it
Yes.
set. Yeah.
And the longer things sit like that, you know, they're really going to soak in all those flavors and it'll set up a little nicer too. You can actually, this is kind of more of a vinaigrette coleslaw. You know, traditional coleslaw is going to have mayonnaise and, you know, all that stuff in it. So you can use the vinaigrette, and then if you want it a little more creamy, you can throw a couple, you know, half a cup of mayonnaise in there just to, you know, give it a little better consistency. And now for our peach shortcake, what we're gonna do, this is just some ready-made peach glaze. You're just gonna warm that up. It's all ready. You don't need to warm it up, but I'm going to. And then we're gonna take our little cakes, put that on our plate, little bit of glaze on top of that with a little bit of Cool Whip. Then we're gonna put our grilled peach on top, little more Cool Whip, little more glaze, some pomegranate berries, and a little bit of mint just to garnish. So it looks
That's
like
gonna look real pretty.
It looks
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
took a long time
Right,
and you really
right.
didn't, and that's what counts. That's what you're looking for. There we go.
Well, I'm impressed that you baked those little cake things and made
I
them
did,
so
and-
uniform
Yes,
looking.
and then I even have the little plastic container.
That's perfect for it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you're a professional.
That's right. We try to go easy, the easy way. And we'll do just a couple, one for me, one for you.
Now you're doing a couple things. I mean, the tomatoes and everything looks so nice. Is presentation a big deal, or
I
there was a
think
time
so.
a couple years ago where it was all about how the plate looked and not how the food looked.
Right,
The
right.
food tasted rather.
I think presentation, if people are not interested in eating what you're making, if it looks good, they're going to try it, and at least they're going to appreciate
Right.
the look of the food.
Uh-huh.
So I'm really, really big on presentation. I think it adds a lot, and
Now, is stacking meals still such a big deal?
it is.
Yeah.
Height.
Height.
Give everything height.
Okay.
Yes.
But we're not going to do that here.
Well, with the peach, we're going to try to do that.
With the
We'll
peaches,
see
okay.
we'll see how it works. So we're really just going to take the chill off this glaze. You can see that. And you can check those pork chops, see if they need
Okay.
to be turned.
I
Your
need
tongs right there.
it. Oh, I'm using these. Okay.
Yeah, I've got the.
Now, it's tempting to keep turning pork chops over and over, but you only do it once.
Only do it once. So we'll want to check
Okay,
them.
and how do we know?
See how they look.
They
Nah,
don't look
yeah,
ready to turn.
They are not. We'll
Okay.
go a little longer.
So you want it fully cooked on that side before you turn
Right.
it.
I'd
Okay.
say for pork chops like this that are about an inch thick, maybe 5 minutes on one side, 5 on the other.
Okay.
And then, of course, if you have it at your disposal, a temperature gauge is always good,
Check
and you're
it out.
looking for about
Yep.
165 degrees.
Okay. And
for it
when
to
you
be
cut
fully
them
cooked.
open, if you take a little bit and just cut it open, what should you look for to make sure it's done? No pink at all, or just a little bit of
Maybe
pink?
a little bit of pink, because when you pull that off, it's just going to continue to cook for a few minutes anyway. And so the resting, you don't want pink. You don't want hot pink. You don't want to
Right.
see hot pink.
Right.
But if it looks a little pink and a little juicy,
Okay.
you're good to go. Because
All
like I
right.
said, it'll keep right on cooking.
Okay.
So you'll be fine.
People are pretty skittish about things like pork chops, though, aren't they? Yeah.
Especially pork.
Yeah.
You can, and with what's been going on recently with
Right.
the spinach, and then I just heard lettuce.
Yeah, out on
they
the West
thought
Coast,
was
yeah.
was contaminated.
Uh-huh.
So you really can't be too careful
Right.
when you're working with meat like that. Okay. Cool Whip. It's the best. My
And
gra-
that's not even the light Cool Whip. You're going
Oh,
you're
no.
going for the good stuff
no,
there.
No light. The more fattening, the better, I say. That's what makes it taste good.
Now, have you ever put together a meal like this and used a product like that and then faked that you made it yourself? Or do you just be honest about it and say, yeah, that's Cool Whip?
Normally what we do if we're using a product that's pre-prepared,
Right.
we try to add some other, some
little
other things
something,
to
yeah.
it so that it does make it our own.
Uh-huh.
But some things, You just have to go
Right.
pre-prepared.
Yeah, people know what Cool Whip tastes like.
Exactly. Exactly. A little bit of that. How are those peaches looking?
All right. Now, what am I looking for here?
Just really if there's any type of grill marks. There was some starting.
It's a little bit.
Yeah. A little longer.
It's a little hard out here because with the breeze and
With the
everything,
breeze
things
to-
cook more slowly.
It's hard to keep that consistent heat. So a little glaze.
Now, when you warm that glaze up, it flows a little better on there, right?
Sure
That's why you
does.
warmed it up.
Sure does. Well, not really for that reason. Just so that it's a warm dessert and not cold, even though you have the peaches. So we'll do that. We're waiting on that. Now pomegranates.
I know.
Love
What do you look
them.
for in a pomegranate?
Love
Because I have
them,
no
love them.
idea when one's a good one or a bad one or a ripe one or.
You want consistent color, is what you're looking for. Sometimes they're gonna have the brown, and they have little indentions in them.
Okay.
If it's really soft, you do not want it. So this is pretty firm.
Okay.
Little tender. Same thing, about the same
Right.
with a peach.
Uh-huh.
And I was not really that familiar with pomegranates until I went to culinary school.
And they look real interesting inside.
Yes, they do. And I will tell you, these berries, they will stain your hands red for days.
All right.
I love to eat them, but they do really form as a dye, actually. And you can just kind of.
And you better wash that cutting board, or it's going to look pink for years to come.
That's right. There we go. Just a few. Give it that pretty color. Some mint. Oh, that one looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Well, I'm standing downwind of the pork chops, which is a good place to be.
Are you getting cooked?
No, it smells good over here, and that's
Oh,
about
yeah.
ready, right?
I think so.
All right.
They look great.
Yeah.
And
You
since-
want it just a little crisp around the edge, right there?
That's right. That's right. And that barbecue sauce, since it has the honey in it,
Yeah. It's
that
gonna-
honey is going to caramelize up and
Right.
make it really sweet and crunchy. So we're almost ready to eat, Jim. I'm starving. Get our plate ready. Go. We'll put this right down there.
All right.
And if you want to put just a little bit of slaw right here in the corner.
Okay.
Got some baby romaine salad to go underneath our tomatoes because it is a tomato and white bean salad.
All right. Now, since we're all about presentation, it goes right in the corner or in the middle, or
Right there.
all right, right there. Okay.
And when you're working with different types of plateware,
Uh-huh.
you can kind of scoot that. You don't really want anything on your rim. Keep the rims clean.
Okay.
But you're doing a fine job.
Now, if you were serving this at a dinner party, whatever, would you plate all the food, or would you just sort of bring it out and let people do it themselves?
If it was a sit down,
Uh-huh.
yes, we'd be plating it
Okay.
ourselves. A lot of times for bigger parties, it's just much more feasible to do buffet.
Uh-huh.
So they would, be getting
Right.
that themselves. So we'll do a little bit of greens right there. It is windy today.
All right, here come the tomatoes.
Here
With
they
that's
come.
white bean salad, right?
That's right. Aren't they cute?
Oh, yeah.
And that gives it height too,
Uh-huh.
since you're using the whole tomato.
Right, right. Because you want a mix of textures and looks.
Exactly,
and-
exactly. That crunchy
Right.
and see how these peaches. That looks good to me. And I'm just gonna slice them just a little bit. All right.
Oh, there you go. That's a bit. That's one person's dessert.
Well, it's going to be for you and I.
Oh,
You and I.
okay.
And
Now, it takes some courage to serve a dessert that doesn't have chocolate in it somewhere, doesn't it?
yes, yes, it does. Try to give it a little more variety. Throw those on.
All right, so you're just putting the seeds on.
Just the seeds, yes. There we go. What do you think about our pork chops?
Well, they've just been on that side
Yeah,
for a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Better give them a few more minutes.
That one's a little thinner. So it's probably gonna be done. We'll scoop those down. All right. So Jim, we're gonna take one more break,
All right.
and as soon as we come back, we're gonna eat.
Pork chops will be ready.
That's right.
Dessert's ready.
That's right.
Coleslaw's ready. That's ready. Just waiting on the chops.
That's it.
All right.
Come on back.
Cape Fear Community College is a college that I chose, and I chose it because it offered all the things that I needed to get started. And I want to be able to pursue more. I want to be able to show my children that there is so much in life that can be offered if you have an education. And I wouldn't accept anything less for my children, so I'm not going to give anything less for myself.
So Jim, I think our pork chops are ready. What do you think?
Well, everybody up and down the riverfront here says the pork chops are ready.
That's right. They're definitely smelling very, very nice. Here we go.
Oh, you're going to stack them.
We're gonna stack them.
Okay.
Gonna stack them.
That's a beautiful plate.
It is. All the nice colors, the
Uh-huh.
purples, the reds, the greens. Really, really nice. You ready to eat?
Oh, well, I have. What are you going to eat with?
I guess I'll just, get whatever you don't.
Oh, okay. There, those are for
I'll
you.
get the leftovers.
All right.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go for this slaw. I'll start with.
All right, you start first. Cook taste first.
Okay.
She's eating all the blue cheese.
Oh man.
Is that
That's
good?
Really,
All right.
really tasty. It's crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
That blue cheese just really,
Yeah.
really.
All right, there goes the tomato. I wanted to watch how you would eat this. This is the kind of thing, if I am at a dinner party and somebody serves me something like that, I have to
Right.
watch how everybody else eats theirs
Right,
before
wait
I
for
attack mine.
One person to eat first. Well, it's basically just like a salad. So you're just gonna cut it up. You've already got your greens down below. All right.
And again, this is a white
Yep,
bean. Explain what's in here again.
White beans,
Right?
a little bit of garlic,
Uh-huh.
thyme. We did pomegranate vinegar, a little bit of parsley,
Okay.
salt and pepper, celery, the turkey, the cracked pepper turkey.
Oh, that's right. The turkey too. Yeah.
Right? So you get another different kind of meat in there. Very nice. And the olive oil and the vinegar in there with the herbs really acts as your dressing for the salad. And here we go. Last but not least.
And this isn't light cooking,
No.
but this won't kill you either.
Exactly. I mean, you've got the fresh veggies, so that's good. You've got
Uh-huh.
your dairy in there.
Right.
So, the coleslaw's a little light, the tomatoes are light, and then you have that big hearty
Uh-huh.
pork chop too.
But it's not fried.
That's right. All right.
All right, you attack that one. I'll go after this one.
Okay.
Now, if you were to have a glass of wine with this, what would you recommend?
With pork, I'd really go with, you can do white or red. A lot
Uh-huh.
of people try to say, oh, if you have red meat, you have to go with red.
Right.
If you have fish and seafood, you go with white.
Uh-huh.
Something like this where you have a couple light items and then something heavy.
Right.
Either one is fine. I would
Okay.
do a red one. I'd
Really?
maybe go with
Okay.
a Syrah.
Uh-huh.
It's it's my favorite.
And then the
Or
inside
even
of
a
that,
nice Merlot would be,
that would be good. The inside of that pork, that's definitely done.
Definitely
we're,
done.
We're good to
but
go
not
there.
too done that it's tough
Uh-huh.
or there's still some juices in there. Okay, let's call it my name. that dessert.
This is fabulous.
I'm glad
I mean, there's
you
nothing
liked
here
it.
that's not good. I mean, there's nothing you got to push to the side of the plate or anything.
Exactly.
That's excellent.
But we'll push it aside right now.
All right.
And here we go.
And again, you got those pomegranate seeds.
Pomegranate seeds.
And you can just eat those? I mean, they don't.
can.
You won't spend the rest of the day trying to pick them out of the back of your teeth?
You will not. They're really super sweet, but they do have, they're hard inside. So you really burst through that outer
Right.
shell,
Okay.
get that sweetness, and
Right.
then there's a real crunchy texture
Okay.
to them. So I'm definitely not shy. So good.
Well, I don't.
But like I said, anything with Cool Whip.
I'm going to send this
Works
into the
well
river
for
if I'm
me.
not careful here.
You know,
That
There we
that
go.
peach is a.
there we go.
You're going to need a knife on that peach. All right.
Wow. Okay, what do you think?
Oh, that's good.
Let me get me a pomegranate berry.
This is something new. I've never had anything quite like this.
Very tasty and easy,
Oh, the pomegranate seeds are great.
aren't they?
It's like a little. What's that kid's candy that you bite into it and it squirts?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
You should know that. You
Yeah, I
have
should.
children.
I got kids, but they don't get candy.
Well, Jim, thank you so much for
Oh.
coming on the show today. I had a great time.
This is excellent.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Well, that's all the time we have for you today. Join us again next time for more great recipes. For Cape Fear Community College's Cooking on the Cape, I'm Jamie Chris.